Hello, everyone. Today's topic, true freedom. Everyone wants to be free. One reason why we or many love birds is because it gives a feeling of freedom to watch birds fly. And many of us love traveling. Many of us love traveling by airplane also because it kind of gives us a sense of freedom and a feeling of we can do whatever we want. But this is actually quite a deep topic, freedom. And it might be useful for us to reflect a little bit more deeply on this, because is true freedom just doing what I want, whenever I want, however I want, wherever I want, with whomever I want, in whatever way I want? And also, we have to take into consideration that there are always consequences to actions. So, yes, I may be able to do whatever I want, however, wherever, but there might be consequences which may not be so pleasant. And within the spiritual context, freedom has a much more deeper meaning. Freedom is not a state where you just do what you want and enjoy whatever is there as an external situation or an external event or an external excitement or an external pleasure. But true freedom within, of course, the spiritual realm is understood as the power to experience peace, the power to experience joy, the power to be loving, no matter what external situations are like. That is like a different level of freedom. The freedom to be good, the freedom to be harmonious, regardless of external situations. And I'll give an example. Say someone is not so nice, says something ugly or unpleasant to you, or maybe even defames. But you are free from the influence of that. You are free from being pulled into negativity yourself. You are free to be loving even though the other is not loving. You are free to be able to hold the vision of greatness for the other. That is a different level of freedom. And actually, that level of freedom where we are free to be the best that we are and express that, regardless of any external influence, or even regardless of the influences of our memories from the past or our own limited ideas of ourselves. And to just be and express the best. And we ourselves will feel good and proud about ourselves and about our actions, which will further enhance a sense of contentment, a sense of confidence. Now, what would make it possible for us to be like that? Not free from anger. Oh, what a freedom, actually, no? To be free from anger. No matter what, no matter how, you just cannot be angry. You hold your peace. And that doesn't mean you don't respond or take appropriate action, but you don't do it out of anger. Actually, you might even do it out of love. What a freedom to be free from feelings of jealousy or feelings of hatred or feelings of emptiness, to be free from feelings of greed or arrogance, feelings of neediness. What a true freedom. And maybe this true inner freedom, understood from a spiritual perspective, maybe that will bring a different world where we don't have to march for freedom, but where we are free from the inside out. Now, what can bring about that state where we are free from waste and free from useless and wasteful thinking, where we are free from doubts and worries, where we are free from any form of negativity? And just imagine to be free from negativity. How would you feel? Now, of course, for that state, we need to realize that truly that is possible for the individual. We need to begin to see it as an option and to not see it and be trapped within the limited self image that we carry, where we think that waste or peacelessness or anger is normal. To stop seeing negativity as normal, to stop accepting it as normal, and to begin to open up to a different idea that we are actually beings who are innately good. We are spiritual beings who are innately peaceful, innately free, innately loving, innately happy. And something happened that blocked us. Something happened that make us come into a mode of insecurity and limitation and express different emotions, different behavior. Now, the deeper understanding is that all of humanity has shifted into a limited mode of understanding ourselves and life. We have forgotten that we are immortal, invisible, spiritual beings of consciousness, beings who belong to another dimension, spiritual beings, souls. And we are in this physical world for a temporary period, just visiting. And this physical body is a vehicle or a costume. And we are playing a game where souls are invisible actors playing out different parts. And this whole world is like a big stage on which we are all playing a part. And when the play finishes, we'll just go back home. Now, if we begin to shift our perspective on self and on life and begin to see life as a play and to begin to see the human personality as a character in a play, then we don't need to be affected by everything and anything that happens. Just like a film, you're watching a film observing it, being entertained by it, but you don't cry because of some scene that happens within it. You don't get emotionally disturbed by some neighbor gossiping about someone else in that movie. It is just entertainment. So we can hold that as if emotional distance whilst observing. Now, if we come back to that awareness of ourselves as these invisible beings of consciousness, souls, visiting this physical dimension, observing this great drama of human life, playing different parts, tiny stars visiting in this body, visiting on this planet, witness to this great play. This awareness can make us free from all these limited emotions and limited understandings. But talking about this is nice, but is much more useful and interesting to experiment and to experience this consciousness. And meditation is just that. So let's try for a few minutes. So I'll speak a few words and just try and see if you can grasp and as if fully immerse the mind in these concepts. So within a second, we remind ourselves of our existence as beings of consciousness. And we use the image of a tiny star, living light, operating this body. Pure, peaceful, free. A being, a soul, consciousness who is temporarily in this body, visiting, but exists independent of the body. Body took birth at some stage, but the being of light existed before that. And we will continue to exist after this body perishes. Immortal, pure, free, peaceful, living light. And just hold this image in your mind. Tiny star, pure, peaceful, silent, innocent, immortal, timeless, living light. Tiny star, just for a few moments, immerse the mind in this understanding that the real self is an invisible witness observer of this plane, of this body, a visitor in this physical dimension. Our home, the world of silence and light and stillness, is beyond. And when this journey finishes, we will all just return back to that land of stillness and silence and infinite light. And as we go through the rest of the journey, just hold this awareness of home beyond and the self as an invisible observer. Thank you.